And now Coach Bruce Arians has made the call. His guys will go for 2. They will run it. It's Fournette. And they are just not going to let up as he is into the end zone here for 2 more. Only had a couple of yards to gain there on the 2-point conversion, and they were able to do it.
And how many teams shy away from running the football in the 2-point conversion? They treat 2 yards as if it were 20. If you're a good team running the ball, go to your strength. Go ahead and push it into the end zone.
Yeah, they did. It worked. Now Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. Here's Powell on the return. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
23-yard line.
Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. And after the field goal last time, let's see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you've met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Oh, the Buccaneer pressure too much. Down he goes. Credit the sack to Vita Vea.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. Looking left sideline, but it's incomplete. He was looking for Todd Gurley, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
Well, as we get ready for 3rd down, let's go back and recap here. The sack on the first play of this drive, that threw a wrench in what they were trying to accomplish because they were compelled to throw the ball on 2nd down. A running play was not in the works. And that incompletion set up another passing down here.
And he's going to go down. Back in his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. William Golston with a big-time sack on 3rd down. It's a loss of 7.
I think most quarterbacks would love to have the goal line actually extend up into the air and turn into a wall. And they could put their back against it and know exactly where they are on the field so they don't end up in the end zone. Didn't do it on that play, but perilously close to the goal line.
Take it at the 37. Pushing his way through. He had his sights on the end zone, no doubt, but is brought down after a huge return there. And this offense set up with a very short field. 1st and 10 inside the 20. Here comes the field general leading his offense back out there for the next possession. They've sort of epitomized balance. I mean, he's thrown the ball pretty well. They've run the ball well. Got to be pretty happy over on that sideline. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. A great play there. On his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Bucs offense continuing to pour it on.
Okay, we need to double-check here with Marvin because he keeps all of our good stats, but what I've got is 5 drives, 5 touchdowns, and they've got a nice, healthy lead.
Well, after the first drive, we thought things might be clicking. They're really clicking at this point. They're clicking about as much as they can click.
And right
I just said click a lot.
Yes, you did, but that's okay because the guy who's coordinating the defense, trying to slow them down,
good luck.
He's going to have hair that looks like mine very soon. Not much of it.
And they're able to ground it in there on the 2-point try. And you and I were talking before the game that 2-point conversions from the 15-16 season, what has changed, what hasn't changed, partner?
Yeah, I'll tell you what's changed is just your normal strategy because now you're either kicking the football with the ball on the 15-yard line, or if you decide to go for 2, they put it on the 2-yard line. So what are you thinking as a coach? Do I risk it? Do I go for it here? Do I try and gain a strategic advantage and maybe go for 2 early? That's what people are wondering about.
And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. Here's Powell on the return. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Atlanta prepped and ready for its next possession. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
Now Ryan on first down. And Jones has it over the middle. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Here comes carry number 10 for Gurley. And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1.
Todd Gurley.
He really hasn't been able to get on track running the football, averaging less than 4 yards a carry.
Yeah, I think that they're going to enjoy the film session because all the defenders are filling their proper gaps on just about every play. And you know what they always say for a defensive coach? When I click off this film, I better see 11 jerseys in the picture going after the ball carrier.
He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football.
Fourth down.
We remind you that coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will be alongside. He'll have highlights and analysis from Orlando of this first half of action. Taken in at the 11. And he's got daylight. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. That's a punt return of 89 yards as his guys continue to pour it on.
Hey, rookie, that's the way to make an impression. Return one for a touchdown.
Yeah, welcome to the party. We saw him fielding those punts before the game, and he's had a little bit of a look in his eye, didn't he?
He did. He was a confident young man, and now we know why.
Coach Bruce Arians has made the call. His guys will go for 2. They're going to try and run. And he is into the end zone again as he scores both the touchdown and the 2-point conversion to extend this lead. So they kept it on the ground, got it into the end zone. But, Charles, sometimes you probably see teams treat a 2-point conversion differently than if it was 1st and goal from the 2, or I should say 3rd and goal from the 2.
I agree with you totally on that. A lot of teams treat it as if they have farther to go and shy away from running the football. I think this is a great spot to do it because most teams play you for the pass. Go ahead and run and let your linemen surge and fire out.
So after the punt return touchdown, let's see what their opponents can do with this kickoff. Here's Powell on the return. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
Atlanta now coming out on the field. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here.
Ryan hit, and he lost the football. Dangerous spot for them to cough it up. Lucky to have recovered because had the defense gotten it, they were already within a shadow of the goalpost.
And then you're yelling at your own defense. Sudden change, sudden change. That's not what you want to hear on your sideline. That means you got to run out there and try and stop an offense who has the ball in a very advantageous position.
Jason Pierre-Paul picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on 3rd down. Gurley. And he coughs up the football near his own goal line. And it's picked up by the Buccaneers. And they've got it just 2 yards away from the end zone. They'll have it 1st and goal here from the 2-yard line.
Well, that sure started out as a good example of what they call backed up or coming out on offense, meaning you're backed up close to your own goal line. big-time emphasis on practicing that to try and create some room and no less to give the punter a chance to kick the ball away. It means take care of the ball, try and create some space. They were doing that, and the ball comes free.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
The ball carried by...
And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further.
The line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. Brings up 3rd.
So we've hit halftime here in Tampa with the Bucs out in front. As we toss it an hour or so east of here to Orlando, it's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, right, Brandon. Thanks very much. And welcome in, everyone, to this slimmed-down version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. And welcome in, everyone, to an abbreviated version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. This one, maybe not the hard-fought battle many had hoped for. This has been blowout city thus far, but still more football to be played. Who knows what could happen? As we send you right back out to Brandon Gaudin.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3.
Bradley Pinion to kick off for Tampa Bay.
It'll be Falcons football, and they trail here as we get back underway on EA Sports. Here's Powell on the return. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line.
At their own 21-yard line.
Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
You like that, don't you? Oh, it's out. Smith lost it, and it's picked up by the Buccaneers. And he returns it to the end zone. A fumble recovery touchdown for the Bucs.
Touchdown.
So that is now 2 fumble return touchdowns. And you talk about something that's going to drive a head coach crazy.
Without a doubt. But for the defensive guys, once you do it once, you create a frenzy. Everybody wants to get involved, and they got it done a second time.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
I know we could sit up here and dance around it a little bit. But going for 2 in this situation, somebody doesn't like someone else. There's no doubt in my mind.
Well, what they couldn't see is you lean back in your chair and you went, yeah, that's not a good decision. They didn't get it, though.
Yeah, I don't think you can just say, well, my kicker's hurt in this one. No.
1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Now the Falcons offense, they get ready to head back out here. And let's just say they're going to be looking to start over on this drive. A few moments ago, they were in the exact situation, but their first play led to a fumble that was returned for 6.
Yeah, you definitely have to have a short memory to play in the NFL. You got to remember what you did wrong so you don't repeat it. But you can't dwell on it because then you will repeat it, and that's what you don't want to do.
Holding offense.
They threw it. They just threw the flag.
So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Shaquille Barrett put that sack by his name in the stat sheet.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long. Now Gurley. Just a 1-yard loss that time, but that's not what they needed. Now they're dealing with a 3rd and long.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Another carry now for Gurley. And able to get a little more breathing room out to the 5-yard line. It'll be a gain of 5, and the punt team will now come out on 4th down.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
The Falcons send out their punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. So a short drop, but he's able to get it out, and this is a good kick. Let's take it inside his own 40. And running with power here. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And the Buccaneer offense will be set up well as they take over. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. And I think it's safe to say we know who the game ball's probably going to after this one.
Without a doubt, they're going to stand up in the middle of the locker room after the game, and the head coach is going to say, great performance, terrific, game ball. Right here, and going to present it to him. And if he's smart, he'll accept the game ball, then say, dinner on me for the offensive line at the best steakhouse in town. Make sure those guys are taken care of.
And he hauls it in for the Buccaneer touchdown.
And remember, partner, that's a rookie quarterback back there. Apparently, he's getting the hang of this NFL thing pretty quickly.
Had 3 touchdown passes. You're right, he looks comfortable. What are they doing? Anything in particular?
Well, they keep talking about making sure they're giving him plays that fit his talents and also maybe shrinking the playbook a little bit. They did tell us that. Bottom line, he's really good.
And a pause in the action because the booth, they see something that they want to take another peek at to find out if this was a touchdown or not. They had to go to the monitor, get an extra look. That's what the technology is for. And this touchdown will count. And now Coach Bruce Arians has made the call. His guys will go for 2. And boy, talk about adding insult to injury. He's into the end zone to tack on 2 more.
I think this is just going to be a function of the times we live in now. Very similar to the bat flip in baseball. Everyone's got to start to get comfortable with this. But to me, this is just rubbing it in. You got a big lead. Go ahead and take the extra point. One thing to keep in mind, though, karma's still out there, and sometimes it has a way of catching up with you.
Now Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. Here's Powell on the return. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
At their own 23-yard line.
Atlanta prepped and readied for its next possession. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. Now a draw play for Gurley. And he'll take this one up close to the 25-yard line. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback on the expected passing situation.
And yet again, Ryan is intercepted. Picked off by Levante David. And it's a pick 6. He brings it back to the house for a Buccaneer TD. So this defense doubling its pleasure there. Remember, they had the fumble return for a score earlier in the game, and now this time an interception return for another score. The quarterbacks summon their offense back onto the field here. They're going to go for 2. They'll try and run it here. And they are just not going to let up as he is into the end zone here for 2 more.
Personally, I'd rather see him kick the extra point there than to go for 2. But it almost feels like there's a story within the story here. I mean, this isn't college. You know, size of victory, that matters in those games. Here, all you have to do is win by 1 point. That's all that you need. Instead, they go for it, get 2. You got some pretty ticked off folks on the other sideline now.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. Here's Powell on the return. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Here are the Falcons as their offense heads back onto the field. And they gave up the pick 6. And now they'll be looking to right the ship here. Now, as a quarterback, are you a little more cautious this go-around?
You should be, just because after what you gave up, but you can't be so cautious as to just really take things in, and now you're not going to play loose enough to give your team a chance to score. But you still have to be careful, because those defensive guys, I know the reputation defense guys can't catch. All evidence to the contrary on that last possession, though.
This pass into the hands of the running back, Todd Gurley. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20.
Boy, how good has this defense been seemingly all game long?
I really think right from the first snap, I think you're really onto something there. In this passing game, they just can't get off the ground. And that play, they wound up losing yardage.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Carlton Davis picks it.
Carlton Davis.
That interception sets them up beautifully already in the red zone.
And you can hear it all the way up here. Oski, everyone turned to block, find the spot, and now they're set up inside the red zone for their offense.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. 14 yards. And the Bucs capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. And that rushing touchdown, his 4th, puts him just 1 shy of the NFL record in a single game.
And we all know he would love to get to that record and even beyond it, but he doesn't need to in order to impress in this one, does he? What a performance. What an absolute great game that he's had here in this one.
And now Coach Bruce Arians has made the call. His guys will go for 2. And he is into the end zone again as he scores both the touchdown and the 2-point conversion to extend this lead.
I guess when you're hot, you're hot. I mean, I would just go ahead and take the extra point and move on, but apparently they've got something to prove. Almost feels like something was said this week, and they wanted to make sure that they laid it on them in this game.
Bradley Pinion to kick off for Tampa Bay.
And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. Here's Powell on the return. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
Atlanta now coming out on the field. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. From the shotgun, Ryan. Short throw underneath to Hurst, and he'll be brought down right around the 37. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Ryan going to get this complete to Hurst.
Ryan's pass.
5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
He'll drop this underneath to Gurley. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs' 44-yard line. And they give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10.
Here we go, D. Here I come again.
Back to the workhorse today. It's Gurley. And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Watch the curl.
Out of the gun, it's Ryan. And he's going to go down. Back near midfield at the 49. Steve McClendon, credit him for the sack.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
3rd and long. It's Ryan. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And they go backwards here. Losing yardage back at the 48-yard line.
That's a nice clip and save sequence there defensively because they did everything as they would have wanted to. They forced the 3rd down, blanketed the field with coverage, nowhere to go with the football, forced the dump off to the back, and even then they closed quickly and got him down behind the line of scrimmage. You name it, they did it well in that last sequence.
Here again comes the captain of this offense leading his crew back out there now. He was good in the first half. He's been good still here so far in the 3rd quarter, Charles.
It almost feels like when you're watching all those drills that you know that they go through, all that extra practice, it's all coming together.
Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And they finally get him down at the other 46. A big play that time for Tampa Bay. 42 yards.
Just more of the same there, partner. Guys have just been running free in the secondary this entire game. No pass rush, a lot of passes completed. Been an easy day for them.
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And he'll be taken down after a decent gain, and that will bring us to the end of this 3rd quarter of play.
With the score
back now in Tampa. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And shutting him off, now open field. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. A great effort there. 40 yards. And this Buccaneer offense is running away with this one. Even though they've got this big advantage, Charles, they are not taking their foot off the gas pedal right now.
Well, I think what we're seeing is the result of all their great preparation and great practice time during the week. And even though it seems like this is a great chance to pull people back and maybe, not try and score a few more times, they don't want to do that. I think they're enjoying what they're seeing, the collective effort, and they want to play it all the way out.
And he is into the end zone again. So get him some oxygen. He scores on the long run and then punches in the 2-point conversion for good measure.
Bradley Pinion to kick off for Tampa Bay.
Now Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown.
Here's Powell on the return. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19.
1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
And here now now come the Falcons. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, do you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football.
And down he goes, a Buccaneer sack. Levante David making his presence felt in the backfield.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Now a throw here on 2nd down, and that's complete. And they'll bring him down here right around the 17-yard line. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling.
And now here is another interception. Picked up by Sean Murphy-Bunting. And this one will be brought back to the 22. Yet another mistake after the interception there. And, gosh, you look up at the scoreboard. They just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can't. And also what happens when you get this big of a deficit, you're supposed to make all the right throws, right? You're supposed to try and obviously get the ball to your own guys. But being down this...
And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. A 22-yard scamper. And the Bucs capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. So another score there, and often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the 4th quarter. They're going to keep it on the ground. And he is into the end zone again as he scores both the touchdown and the 2-point conversion to extend this lead. Needed a couple yards for the... Two-point try, they go to the ground game, and it works.
And sometimes it's the exact right thing to do because a lot of teams play you for the pass, so you spread people out, decide to run the football. You often find good running lanes.
Bradley Pinion to kick off for Tampa Bay.
And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. Here's Powell on the return. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Here comes the defensive unit now for the Buccaneers onto the field. Now the interception for them the last time, and that turned into 6 points.
You think during their break they reminded the offense that, hey, we helped you guys out a little bit, right? You know, they want to see if they can do it again for them. They're putting together an entire team game by how they're playing on defense.
So the interception the last drive, what will happen here? Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Devin White, what a play by him. That's going to go as a loss of 13.
So if we recount real quick, he had the touchdown earlier, and now he comes up with the sack here. No doubt about it, he's having himself a game.
Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Another try after the first down sack. Ryan throwing the out route incomplete. It's Jones. And he gets up near the 25 to about the 24 before going out of bounds.
People worry about throwing the out route because often it can get jumped, and that can turn into either an incompletion or an interception. But not on that one. Everything came together, and he catches it and goes over the sideline.
On 3rd down, Ryan. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he is going to have a Falcons first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, they certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
pressure too much. Down he goes.
Jordan.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
Throwing on second and long. Ryan, and the pressure gets to him again. Vita Vea getting him once again, his third sack of the afternoon.
Well, the beauty of screen passes is they take a little time to develop, and they can often hit big, but sometimes they take too long to develop, and sometimes you get sacked.
Yeah, what's perfectly called for a defense to attack a screen?
Typically a blitz, and even though people think that the screen operates against the blitz, if you have the blitz caught and you still cover the screen, now that allows your blitzers to get there.
And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's fourth down.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration of body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
And here's Hoffrichter now, the punter, as he sends this one away.
That's pulled in at the 32. 21 yards. Well done on the return. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. We've got a lopsided game here. I don't know, Charles, what does the handbook say that we discuss when we've got a game like this in the fourth quarter?
Hold on a second. Let me thumb to the proper page on that. Know what it says?
What?
Let's discuss how we got here. This is a dominant performance, where they took control of this game, how they've managed to keep control of this game, and then we go ahead and think about how we're going to leave here and get to the airport. In a lopsided blowout, the roads are usually open.
A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
Brings up 2nd and 2.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere.
Right at the line.
He got maybe a half yard at most, but eventually they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
They've been trying and trying, but they haven't sacked him yet. He's been able to get away and make plays. Tried to make another one downfield right there, but to no avail. They'll have to keep up the pursuit, though, and not let him get hot.
Breaks the tackle. He's got room to run. Still fighting. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. They seemingly just continue to score at will. And as great as it's been for the offense, you got to feel for that defense down there.
I love how you use the word will, because both teams came into the game with the will to win. But one team has obviously imposed its will on the other and broken them. Because what we're seeing right now, wow, that's a defense that's in tatters after what they faced in this ball game.
There we go now as they will again try for 2. They're going to try and run. And he is into the end zone again as he scores both the touchdown and the 2-point conversion to extend this lead. And so they run it in on the 2-point try. You know, so often, Charles, we talk about from the offense's perspective what you do on the 2-point conversion. How about the defense? How do they play run versus pass?
It's really difficult for them because I think most teams want to play for the pass. That's what they see most teams do. And so are you able to mass enough people inside if the team decides to run it? Very difficult. I think what you're seeing a lot more now, people blitzing the 2-point conversion. They want you to make a quick decision and make it right now.
There, the offense wins the battle for 2.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Ryan and the Falcons now come up 1st and 10 at the 40.
You got three down.
And from the shotgun, he'll throw. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. The Pro Bowl wideout Julio Jones is intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40.
I got you.
To throw again. Ryan. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete.
Ryan's pass.
He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
And my goodness, another interception. Carlton Davis picks it. There he goes left side. And it's a pick 6. He brings it back to the house for a Buccaneer TD. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them to the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
The defense more than did its job. Now the offense is summoned onto the field as they'll go for 2. They'll try and run it here. And boy, talk about adding insult to injury. He's into the end zone to tack on 2 more. And they turn the pick 6 into a pick 8 with that 2-point conversion.
I love how you upsell. That is outstanding right there. What a big-time play. Big switch in how this game was going, and then they capitalize a little bit on top.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And by rule, that comes out to the 40-yard line, so good opportunity for this offense with solid field position. So they will accept the penalty and move forward.
Automatic 1st down.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Now it's Ryan. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. But after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Ryan. That's caught over the middle by Hurst. And he'll wind up getting about 6 out of that, as that's going to lead us to the 2-minute warning. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. He'll throw underneath for Gurley. And he is going to have a Falcons 1st down by about 3 yards or so as they wind up getting 7 there on 3rd and 4. And they're on 3rd and short. They just tried to spread the field. It worked.
And I think that the spreading of the field, the extra receivers, has really become the next in the evolutionary chain in the NFL. Go all the way back in that situation, you're handed to the fullback, right? As we evolve, maybe you pitched it to you.
And he's going to be swallowed up. Sacked back at the 45-yard line. Steve McClendon able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it. But it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Ryan. And down he goes. A Buccaneer sack. William Golston picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Brandon, that's just football 101. If you're out of the pocket, you've got to get rid of the football in this situation. You cannot take a sack in a 2-minute drill.
And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it. They'll try and throw for it with Ryan. And now here is another interception. Picked up by Levante David. And it's a pick six. He brings it back to the house for a Buccaneer TD. Defensively, they've had their way in this one. That pick six makes that scoreboard even more lopsided.
I remember talking with a guy in the league, and I said, what do you do when the game's like this? You know, it's pretty much over. You ready to go to the bench and hang out? And he said, oh, heck no. I want to stay on the field. I might get some stats. I might get a pick or two.
You like being out there at the end of these wide margins.
When they have to throw it, that gives you more opportunities to go get it.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
I know they didn't tack on the 2 points, but I liked their attempt. After the interception return for a touchdown, I was thinking to myself, forget kicking it, go for 2, and they did.
Boy, yeah, and everybody's scrambling. Maybe you catch the defense on their heels. They weren't ready to be out there.
Yeah, it's almost like a sudden change, right? There's a turnover, you take it away, they stuck it in the end zone, keep the momentum going. Give credit to the defensive guys for rallying and stopping that 2-point attempt.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. From the gun, Ryan. Short throw underneath to Hurst. A good rally to the football keeps him to only a yard, and it's 2nd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory, and the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week, we'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully